Line's good.
Never on!
Whoa.
Hard! Hardly.
Come on, Brent. Line's good. Got real close. The hair high, right? Try and hit 2/3.
Have they saved it for her? Yes, they have.
Welcome to Game of Thrones, everybody. I am Sean Graham, Scott. Alongside, as always, hello, Scott.
Sean, welcome in. It's been a minute since I've heard that intro, so it's good to be here. What have you been up to?
Busy, Scott. Busy over here. Things are happening. I'm getting a new deck.
Oh yeah, how's the deck
put on? So the frame is up, and the stairs were done today.
All right, you're getting there.
Yeah, so it was a little bit more than just the deck. They had some house repair to do on the side of the house. And curiously to me, the thing that took the longest after the guy started was getting the siding. They said sourcing the siding was very difficult.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of siding did you have?
Just like your regular vinyl siding. I assume it's vinyl.
Yeah. I don't know.
And so that's all done. Should be done by the end of the week. And then just for kicks, the undermount sink fell off.
Yeah.
It didn't quite fall off. It was leaning heavily, and there was a gap between the counter and the sink, so it took it off. So we were sinkless for a couple days.
Yeah, that happened to me like about a year ago. So y'all set? Y'all fixed?
Yeah. So took a minute, but did a DIY on that one.
Okay,
got it all repaired. I'll admit I'm a little scared to take off the under poles. Like, we got these adjustable poles to kind of push it from the bottom while everything cures. And we got the clips that were there before, and we've added new clips. Like, it should be fine, but there's a part of me that thinks, why not just keep those adjustable poles there?
Why not?
Like, what is the harm?
Really, I don't see any harm.
Yeah.
As long as it's not buckling the sink, then yeah, you're okay.
Yeah. And it still definitely have some excess on the caulking, not the epoxy, what does that mean?
Yeah, the silicone caulking.
The silicone caulking, yeah. Some of it, when we pushed up against the counter, of course, some of it overflew, and so gotta still get a little bit of the excess off, but it's a functioning sink.
That's good. That's the key. Way to go, man.
So things are happening. But then, so this morning the deck guy was leaving. He's like, so when are you gonna do the front one? Because the front one needs to be, like, the steps really do need to be done. I'm like, give me time, one at a time, please. Like, they do need to be done. I'm aware of it. So that's what's going on here. Partly accounts for why there hasn't been a show for a couple of weeks. I've been preoccupied with those things. What's happening with you?
Well, Sean, I went and took an evening constitutional after dinner tonight. Okay. Second night in a row. We've gone for a little walk.
Was it to get ice cream, though? Because I'm not sure that really counts.
So last night was to get ice cream, but tonight we didn't get ice cream. I thought, let's not. A little 30 minutes tool around the neighborhood.
Nice. Get
moving. I closed all my rings. So
good job.
Yeah, pretty good.
Closed all your rings. What does that mean?
Oh, on the Apple Watch, you have exercise rings.
Oh.
And one is calories burned, one is minutes of exercise. I think it's measured by how high your heart rate gets.
Sure.
And the other one is number of times you stood for a certain amount of time, an hour.
Oh. Well, there you go. Good job, buddy.
Thanks, man. Really doing it all over here.
Closing the rings. There you go. All right. So, Scott, we haven't had a show here for a couple weeks, and thought, what can we do? There's not that much going on in the world of curling. We've talked about the team changes. There's some things that we definitely want to get into. But as I talked about a few weeks ago when we went through and did the list of what makes you a popular curler, I've come across some curling resources recently, and I currently hold in my hand the 1998 renowned publication, The Complete Idiot's Guide to Curling.
Ooh, Sean, The Complete Idiot's Guide and The Four Dummies are competing series, right?
I believe so.
Okay. I wonder if there's a curling for dummies. And
There's
we
got
could
to be a
compare
curling
the
for
two.
numbers, right? You know, it'd be great too. So this is written by Rod Bolton and Ann Douglas. It'd be great if they wrote the other one too. I'm gonna Google that one up. So this was published in 1998, and Scott, I thought it'd be fun to go through it because the first thing in the book, in the getting started section, the top 10 reasons why curling is so popular.
Love it. Let's do this, Sean. It is a summer of idiots. Curling for idiots summer. I think we need to know it. Curling for Dummies was written by Bob Weeks.
Oh, okay. How about that, Bob Weeks? I mean, I don't want to say
Throw
anything
shade,
about the credentials of Rob Bolton or Ann Douglas. I'm sure they're very qualified to have written this book, but Weeks is, he's Weeks.
Yeah, he's still doing it.
Yeah, still out there on those curling streets 6 months a year.
Sure is. Sure is.
I mean, it's hard to blame him the other 6 months a year. I think he has a better summer job than a winter job.
Yeah, those golf events pretty sweet.
Yeah, so we got the top 10 reasons why curling is so popular. I want to see too, now that it's 28 years since this book was written, how accurate these still are. There's definitely stuff in here, and we'll come back to this book over the course of the summer. There is a section of called curling websites.
Awesome.
That I definitely am going to punch all these into an incognito browser because I don't want it to screw up my algorithm to see if any of them are still active.
Okay.
But today we're going to start with the top 10 reasons why curling is so popular. And before we get into it, Scott, there is a very convenient little side box here. Tales from the Rink.
Ooh.
Just to give you a little context here. Curling is enjoyed by 1.5 million men, women, and children in 33 countries. Approximately 80% of the world's curlers, 1.2 million, are Canadian. I would guess that percentage is down.
I would also assume that.
I think with population growth, just the general population growth in Canada, that 1.2, maybe that number is higher than it was in 1998. But around the world, I think that number has to be smaller, especially given the expansion in the United States in particular and the number of players there. I know clubs have closed here, but we just have more people in the country. So that's why I think 1.2 is probably a little bit higher. And I would say that 33 is low now. It's got to be more than 33.
It's got to be more. Yeah. There's more that go to the senior world championships.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, here, Scott, there's a list of the countries here right after the top 10 list.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. Do you want to go? Let's go so you get 3 wrong.
Okay. Canada.
Correct.
United States.
Correct. This is on 2 pages. It's going to be a little hard.
Scotland / United Kingdom.
Scotland is on its own.
Okay. Scotland.
Yes.
Sweden.
Sweden is there.
Switzerland.
Correct.
Norway.
Yep.
Germany.
Naturally.
Give me, I'm running out. China.
China, not on the list. This predates the Chinese introduction into the sport. Yeah.
Are there any other Asian countries? Japan was my next guess.
Japan is on the list.
Japan is on the list. Korea?
Korea also on the list.
Trace Bond. Let's go with France.
France on the list.
On the list.
They made a few world championships in the 90s.
Yeah. Finland.
Finland. Correct.
How about a blast from the past and say Russia?
Russia's on the list.
Russia's on the list. I don't think I've said the Netherlands.
You have not said the Netherlands, and they are on the list.
Let's go Belgium. Right next door.
Yes, on the list.
Denmark.
Yes, I thought you were going to forget about Denmark, and I would make a Madeleine Dupont joke.
Is the United Kingdom on its own, or England?
England is there, yes. The
Okay.
United Kingdom is not, but I won't
Okay.
count that as a wrong one. But it's not.
Will
there.
we say Ireland?
You can say Ireland, but it is not. On the
Oh,
list.
didn't make it across the Irish Sea. Okay, that's 2 X's.
Yep. Some of these are hard, I will say.
You know what? I think Australia is on.
Australia's on the list, yeah.
Yeah, and I think New Zealand is too.
New Zealand on the list.
Okay, I haven't said Italy.
You have not said Italy. It is on the list.
Then I will go to Austria.
Austria. It is there.
Then let's say Poland.
No, Poland. Poland did not make the list. So that's pretty good, Scott. So let's go through. Let's see the ones you did not get here. Andorra.
Of course.
Then you had Australia, Austria, Belgium. You missed Bulgaria.
Huh. Okay.
Then you had Canada, Czech Republic, Denmark, England, Finland, France, Germany. This one's going to hit home for you, Scott.
Hungary.
Hungary.
You know what? I didn't say Czechia, so I missed that one too.
Oh, that's true. Yes, you did. Apologize. Yeah, so you missed that. So that's 3 wrong now. 4 wrong. Or 4 that you missed, I should say. Another one that you missed next on the list here, Iceland.
Yeah, you know, I thought about saying Iceland.
Yeah. I mean,
but I was working my way out from the British Isles, you know.
Okay. Then you had Italy, Japan, Korea. Then 2 that I never would have gotten, Liechtenstein.
I've been to Liechtenstein. There is not a curling rink in Liechtenstein.
You've seen the whole country?
Yes, it's very small.
And then Luxembourg.
Yeah, okay. Luxembourg. Yeah, okay.
Here's one I'm surprised on this one. Not in a 2026 version. I'm surprised in a 1998 version. Mexico.
Huh.
Then Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway. Here's one. Romania.
Yeah, all those Eastern European countries, once you get past Hungary, I'm like, I don't know.
And then you had Russia, Scotland, Sweden, Switzerland. Here's one that's a little cheeky.
Yugoslavia?
The U.S. Virgin Islands.
What? Get out of here.
They're counting that as its own. Then the United States itself. And the final country on the list. You were in the neighborhood going out from the British Isles, but you forgot about our friends in Wales.
Yeesh. As soon as Ireland was knocked out, I said, it couldn't be in Wales.
Well, the Welsh love their curling.
That's true. That's true.
All right, so there you go. Those are the countries that curled in 1998. All right, so Scott, top 10 reasons here why curling's so popular. So let's go through and we'll look at them and see what is still accurate, what isn't accurate anymore, and whether we can add a little color to some of these.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, number 10. You can find a curling rink anywhere. So this says that you have 1,200 clubs in Canada, 138 in the United States.
Yikes.
Curling isn't just a sport in these small towns. It's a way of life. Heck, it's practically a religious experience.
I mean, yeah, right? Like it's the center of a lot of social life, especially in the winter for the farming communities.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's either the pub, like the hotel pub, or the curling rink.
Or cards night at the church hall.
Yeah, the church hall or the whatever the
Legion or
social club.
Yeah, Lions Club sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's crazy. I asked ChatGPT about how many curlers there were.
Yeah.
Curling Canada says that it's got about 800 affiliated curling clubs now. So that's quite a drop from 1,200.
Yeah. And we've talked about that on the show before, not in a real systemic way, but we've sort of alluded to it. And it's a lot of the smaller ones in rural areas. So if you had like, say, 2 communities that were 15, 20 minutes apart in rural Saskatchewan or whatever, maybe one of the clubs survived and people going, across communities now more than they used to, which is unfortunate, especially because it is in places that it's harder just to get around, especially in the wintertime.
Yeah.
So, in the cities, certainly where we are in Ottawa, the sport's pretty healthy and the clubs are all doing pretty well, but it's those smaller clubs that are having more difficulty surviving.
Yeah. And there's, even with how well it's been doing, there's still clubs that have closed.
Yes.
In Ottawa, right? So,
well, burned down.
RIP. But they'll be back.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. And I think one thing, they don't mention this, they're always talking about clubs. In the United States too, you have all of the arena clubs, like the arena leagues, right? So that adds another element to it. And dedicated ice is great, but arena ice can be fun. I don't know if I'd want to play on it all the time, but I mean, it's an entry point to the sport, at least.
Yeah, exactly. And I do believe since 1998 that
number's got to be way up. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
All right, number 9. The game is relatively inexpensive to play. So the numbers it cites here is that you can fork over $1,000 for a golf membership. This is very dismissive of golf. Well, you can easily fork over $1,000 or more per year for the privilege of batting around a few golf balls. A typical curling club membership can be had for between $100 and $200 per year. And it also gets into equipment. That golf equipment is more expensive than curling equipment. And there's another section here that's not in here. It says you can get a typical curling broom, 1998. Scott, you want to guess the price they quote you on an old school horsehair?
$40.
$25. Yeah. So I don't think so. I paid recently. I was under $1,000 for 2 nights. Canadian, of course, here in Ottawa. I think you probably paid, if you have paid yet, in the $700 to $800 range would be my guess.
Maybe I believe it was 600 something.
Okay.
Yeah. And
so, I mean, relative to inflation, I don't know if that would check out. Have we had 300% inflation?
$200 in 1998 is worth $362.45 today.
Okay. Now, where we play is more expensive because it's the full service club, no volunteer requirements, right? Bartender, kitchen, full-time club manager, right? So there is more expense given where we play.
Yeah.
Than some of the smaller volunteer clubs.
I'm sure you can find one night a week for $350 somewhere.
I would think so. Yeah. So I think that I still do think this holds, especially if you compare it to other winter sports like skiing, hockey.
Yeah, much more expensive.
Well, I don't know what are the other winter sports, but like things that require somewhat specialized equipment that is expensive.
And facilities, right? Like that also require these, like ice time for hockey and ice skating and all that stuff is not easy to find.
Yeah. All right, Scott, number 8. It's played by people from all walks of life. And this is building on to the affordability. It says that because curling is relatively affordable, it attracts people from all types of occupations. The assembly line worker is every bit as likely to curl as the executive vice president of the plant. Hey, they might even be on the same team.
Yeah, that's true. I would say, right? It's pretty egalitarian sport in terms of incomes because, like was said in the last point, it's relatively affordable. So yeah, and I think that still holds today.
Yeah, I think the one thing, and we might get into this, I think if we're looking at obstacles, barriers to entry, they still do exist in the sport for sure. And I think that's one area the sport could improve is reaching out. And we've talked about on the show, like the drink buying tradition here in central Canada. That's potentially one obstacle for some folks who may not drink for whatever reason and don't want to be in that setting. Like we might be shutting people out, but for the most part, I think it is a pretty welcoming sport.
Yeah, I'd agree. And yeah, we've talked about it before, so go listen to those episodes.
Yeah. All right. Number 7. It appeals to people of all ages. So it doesn't matter whether you're 8 or 80. Curling is one of the few sports that's open to people of all ages. This is absolutely true, even though this does not make reference to the stick. And I don't think the stick was particularly common in 1998.
I don't think it existed.
Might not have existed.
Well, maybe it was invented for wheelchair curling.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here you go. I think this applies. Like, absolutely. I think the sport can appeal to people of all ages. You can play as long as you want. I think I've told the story on the show before. When I was out in Saskatchewan, there was a guy in his 80s, played in loafers. Terrifying. Utterly terrifying. But I was told, don't worry, he's a mountain goat. And he was.
Yeah, that's... Ugh.
Played in loafers. The end of the season was March, April, whenever it was. He passed away in July. Like up until the end, he was totally out there. It got in the hack, totally fine. Like, yeah,
nice. Yeah, I have a lot of memories of playing with people of all ages. When I played in Montreal, my front end were in their 70s, I think, and I felt a little bit bad for yelling.
Sweep. Bellowing
hard. Maybe late 60s, not early 70s, but yeah. And you know, they could still sweep. It was great. And then you see the junior programs coming up, right? And people starting with Little Rocks and moving on to juvenile and stuff. And when I played in Victoria, Sean, my friend Cam likes to remind me of the time that we lost to the juvenile girls team. It was their only win of the year in Super League. And you know what? They played really well. So
there you go.
Good for them.
Yeah.
No shame. No shame. Of course not.
No. So yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's a sport you can play. Yeah. 8 to 80 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Reason number 6. Sportsmanship counts, period. So this is the spirit of curling dictates a level of decorum that is absent from most modern sports. So you don't distract your opponents. You don't get in their way. There's an honor code to it. Cut to Mark Kennedy yelling at Oscar Erickson and that whole thing. But I think for the most part, sportsmanship and the spirit of curling still does apply. Certainly at the rec level, I think there's an element to it for sure that still exists. There are moments over the past 10 years, or at least since we've been doing the show, where at the elite level, it might not have been the spirit of curling ethos might not have been followed to the T. But yes, I think for the most part, this holds.
I agree.
For the most part, for the vast majority of games at all levels, it holds.
Yeah, I think the episodes that we've done on like, am I the a-hole, that kind of thing, is definitely evidence that like, yeah, there are still unwritten rules in curling and decorum rules the day. The Royal Montreal Curling Club, Sean, has a motto that goes, how social the game and how manly. So, you know, manly.
So women get out.
I don't think women were allowed there until like the 90s or something. But
so really it was women get out.
But the game really is like, it's a social game. And if you're fighting with people, you can't, you know, then enjoy the camaraderie afterwards that comes with playing the game. So the rules are important, but like it's about sportsmanship overall when it comes to curling. So definitely
sporting culture.
Yeah.
All right, number 5. There's a certain mystique to the game. So the description, the fact that rocks curl is fascinating enough, but the fact that rocks curl different amounts at different speeds on different parts of the ice means that the game is anything but boring. What's more, it's quite common for the ice to change substantially during the course of a game. The pebble, curling speak for the intentional roughing of the ice surface, gets worn and frost may build up near the outside edges of the sheet. The cycling of the refrigeration may even change the speed of the ice, a real concern at some older rinks. It's kind of like what happens to a baseball field when it rains, but in this case, the curlers don't pick up their rocks and go home.
Yeah, a lot tougher than baseball players, curlers. I think
Yeah.
that's fair to say. Yeah, I think this is really an interesting point because we've gotten to the place in the sort of professional curling where the ice is so good that the teams know how to make any shot. But it's really like what separates the wheat from the chaff is the ones that are able to adapt quick to changing ice conditions.
Yeah.
And for people at the club level, like it's just kind of fun to be like, oh, that's different than it was last week, or oh, I got to adjust a bit, or oh man, I really can't believe that curled 4 feet on my takeout, and whoops. But it makes the game more interesting, right? If everybody just knew everything all the time, then yeah, it'd be a bit more robotic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. And I think too, the fact that the science isn't settled on why the rocks curl at all, I think is really interesting. And the changing science or understanding of what's happening when you sweep, I think is really interesting too. The spinner move now is another kind of interesting facet to it. So the evolution of the sport in that regard, it kind of like there really is something to it. I mean, not to go all Chris Cutter on you, but it's 42 pounds of granite, polished granite beveled on the underbelly. And while it has no practical purpose in and of itself, it can extract a form of poetry out on the ice.
Wow. All off the dome, everyone,
I love that speech so much. I really do. Yeah. I've been around the world, but I've seen nothing that matches the beauty of a well-thrown rock sliding down the ice. Yeah.
Sorry, I got a little tear.
All right. Reason number 4. Anything can happen on the ice. So no matter how good your chances are, no matter how well you played the day before, anything can happen when you are out there. And then this throws Mike Harris under the bus.
For example,
it's a lesson that the Canadian Olympic men's curling team learned the hard way in Nagano. Yeah. So there you go. Well, it's because George Karras was quoted before the games as saying that the 50th or 60th rank teams in Canada could beat the best teams in Europe, hands down. His team was slaughtered by the Swiss team 9-3. The moral of the story: the game ain't over until the full-figured curler sings. Yeah, I mean, it is true. I mean, there's nights where you think, oh, we're playing that team, we have no chance, or we're playing that team, we definitely should win, and then whoops, the opposite thing happens, and or like I've talked about on the show, the night I was there on a Thursday, a team scored 7 in the first end and lost.
Yeah, these things are they happen, right? Remember we played Megan's team this year. Hi, Megan.
She didn't miss, yeah.
And she didn't miss for the first 4 ends, and I was like, oh man. And then she did miss one big one, and I made a big one, and that was that. But that was like a really fun game because I don't think they had a great season. We had not had a great season up to that point.
Yes, it was a movable object against a resistible force.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fun, and it worked out. Plus side for us, but we all had fun, so it worked out for everyone.
Yeah, I think that's what's cool about it. And I think we've talked about it on the show too, about how I don't get as jazzed up about mixed doubles is because there's a sameness to the ends. Mm-hmm. And your average game, like even if you're playing a somewhat open style at the rec level, not at the elite level, you can still play somewhat open and different things are going to happen. Rocks end up in different places because we're not the most precise. So the fact that the ends tend to be always different and you're always looking at different angles, I think that helps for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Reason number 3. You don't have to be a jock to enjoy the game. So this says that, quote, curling is a sport that is forgiving to the less than athletically inclined and has I feel like that's like, hey, Randy, and has emerged as the sport of choice for many a phys ed dropout. So it's just basically saying that it's accessible to all people at various stages of their fitness journey, let's say, right? You don't have to be in the gym 7 days a week to curl, right?
No, that's right.
Like it can serve as your physical activity.
Yeah, and it does for a lot of people.
Yeah.
In the winter for me, it's like one of the main ways that I move other than going to the gym, because like it's hard to like go for a walk or go for a run outside, right? So I could be sweeping instead of just standing at the other end, but I still burn a lot of calories.
A lot of standing.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but I notice it too, like the sweeping of it all, of course, I think definitely helps.
Yeah.
And you get a little cardio in there. Plus, like if you're going kind of all out for 20 seconds at a time, there's that interval side of it. Like there is absolutely something to it.
Mhm.
But yeah, if you're someone who, that gets you that exercise, that gets you out moving around, like that's great. Like that's like it's accessible in that regard. I would definitely recommend to anybody, regardless of fitness level, who's playing, stretch after, especially early in the season. It'll make you feel better the next day, 100%.
Yeah.
But absolutely, like, you don't have to be someone who, is running marathons every day to go curl.
No. And, we just talked about Mike Harris's team won a silver medal at the Olympics. So there you go.
There you go. Yeah. All right, Scott. Well, again, I remember I say Randy because he gave an interview where he was asked, like, so how has fitness changed the game? This is the run, right?
Yeah.
How has fitness changed the game? And he goes, man, the three other guys, they're in the gym every day. And the interviewer goes, well, what about you? It's like, man, those guys are in the gym all the time.
It's really changed my team.
Really changed the dynamic there. Yeah. I can never get them to go out for drinks. They're always in the gym.
Yeah.
All right. Now this is where Randy Ferbey gets his revenge here. It's a thinking person's game, right? Compared to chess on ice and or snooker a little bit as well. But there's so much strategy involved in the sport, and I think someone like Randy Ferbey really does like think everything through, and that's why he was so successful. That you do have to have a mind that wants to kind of go through all the different permutations and think about angles and options. And like, you can say, all right, what should I throw in this moment? But unless it's the last rock at the end, you do kind of have to consider, well, what is the other team going to do? So there is a lot of strategy to it. And again, as I mentioned before, because all the ends tend to be different, you can have principles that you go by, but the specifics are always going to be different. And that is what makes it interesting.
Definitely. And I think what's so interesting about it is there's the right, quote unquote, right way to do things, but there's also the right way to do things for the situation. So you can have the textbook says, I got to do this, this, and this. But if your team sucks at those kind of shots, then you got to improvise and just like try to figure out something that works for you and for your team. So yeah, there's a lot of thinking that goes into this. It's really interesting. And every game, as you say, is different. You could come out one night and, oh boy, Sean was really pitching, like dumping his out turn.
Never the intern, don't worry.
No, it's never the intern. But I'm like, okay, when I need Sean to throw this, I got to give him a little more broom this time or give him a little less broom, like whatever it is, right? And so you're always thinking. And then as a sweeper, you're thinking, oh boy, I've really seen rocks slow down in this path, so I'm going to have to sweep it a lot more early and stay with it. Or, oh boy, it really curls if it gets to this one point. So yeah, there's lots to think about.
Yeah, and also it's also what makes it a very good TV sport, because on its own, it's not a good TV sport, right? It's people sliding and screaming and sweeping. Like if you were to just say that to a TV executive, I don't think you'd get through the pitch before they close the door on you. But it is the strategy side of it. Of course, the mics are essential to make it work. but that's what makes it a TV sport, that you can sit and kind of like, oh, what if we did this or that? Like you can kind of think along with them.
Yeah, and that's a really good way to get people into the game too, is to like watch with them and them say like, what are they doing that for? And then you sort of explain, hey, they want to do this so that eventually they can do this and this. And yeah, it's a really good tool for teaching and learning.
All right. Last one here, Scott.
Let's go.
The number one reason why curling is so popular, according to the Idiot's Guide to Curling 1998, it's a social sport.
How social the game and how manly.
Yeah. So now I enjoy this description. While the powers that be in curling circles are trying to tone down the sport's reputation as the game of party animals, the social aspects of curling are largely responsible for its extraordinary popularity. Curling is a great way to meet people, particularly in rural Canada, where a membership in the local curling club is right up there with other necessities of life, like food and shelter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think that's true. I mean, when I moved to Ottawa here, I came here for grad school. I think one of the first emails I sent was to the curling club saying, hey, like any spots? So I definitely think that is 100% true, the social side of it. And when I was in Regina, I met people through curling that way. Like there is definitely a social element to it. And I think during COVID, I felt it for everything else that I like about the sport, like going, playing, not really talking that much because you were supposed to stand away from each other.
Yeah.
And then going home, I was kind of like, what was the point of that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I'm just
right.
throwing rocks on ice.
Yeah. Now I'm just, what am I doing? Right. You're 100% right. That was not the point of curling. It's not to go and then throw. It's to go and do that and then talk about it afterwards with everyone else. Right. And say, oh man, like that was such a great shot that you threw. And oh, you remember that? Remember when I really messed up? Let's all laugh about it. Ha 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 ha. Right. Like, yeah, that was totally missing during COVID. Made it not as fun. I played 2 nights a week in 2020.
Yeah.
2020, 2021, because I was like, I need to get out of the house more, frankly. And I wanted to support the curling club. But the guys I played with, I don't even know what they look like, really. Yeah. So, because I'm like, who is on my team? What?
Yeah. The guy on our team, on Thursday team, he played just that year. I could not pick. Like, if he committed murder, I wouldn't have been able to pick him out of a lineup.
No.
No chance.
Yeah. And like hearing our stories of curling, like the amount of people I met, you know, at places all over Victoria and Montreal and here in Ottawa, like it is a big part of a lot of people's social story, right? Mm-hmm. Meeting people in new places is really important. And it just serves as a thing on the calendar that you do. And there's like so many stories that we've heard of like crazy parties that have happened at clubs, like people marrying each other, hooking up, whatever, like all this sort of lore that comes with a shared history. I think it's pretty cool. And it is part of the social fabric of Canada, is these curling clubs.
Yeah. And I hope that continues into the future, that they're open places that are accessible, that people can come in and build that community, and that continues moving forward. And, you know, we've talked about it on the show, about how that can happen, how that can continue to happen and reverse some of the contraction that we've seen across the country, because it is a really important social outlet for people. And we need more third places as you know, just societally, right? Third places are good. And curling clubs can definitely be one of them. You know, I think of Seymour Skinner, like a car gets you from point A to point B, and then on the weekends off to point C. We need more point C's. We need more point C's there as we go through.
Yeah, the decline of the third place, I think, is a underreported story.
Yeah.
but it's really, really important to maintain the ones that we have and try to grow new places.
Yeah.
I know Derek Thompson's working on a book about the antisocial century, about the decline of third places, and well, that's part of it, but a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, curling for us in Canada can serve as one of those.
Yeah. And it's a fourth thing to do at night after the movies, bowling, and karaoke. It's a fourth thing that you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you have it. The top 10 reasons why curling is popular, according to the Complete Idiot's Guide to Curling from 1998. I think that's a pretty good list there, Scott.
Sean, I really liked it. Obviously some of the numbers have changed a bit, but the spirit of that list, I think, lives on.
Yeah, the sentiment is definitely there. So we will go through, I'll pull out some more stuff from this book that we can talk about, have some other summer ideas that are a little more involved. Hopefully we'll get those going here as we move through the summer. So if you want to hear all that and you have not yet, please do subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcast, like, rate, comment, all that good stuff. Helps other people find the show, keeps us growing. Head on over to GameOfStonesPod.com, past episodes, plus a link to the merch. We're on the socials at Game of Stones Pod, Game of Stones Podcast on Facebook. And if you want to let us know what you want to hear on the show, Game of Stones Podcast at gmail.com. Scott, last Tuesday night, Canada Day Eve, we went to the Ottawa Titans game.
Did we ever?
A young Eric Pardinho threw 8 perfect innings against the dastardly New Jersey Jackals. And then it started to rain. And actually, they pulled the tarp before it started to rain. Lightning had been very close for at least 2 innings.
Yeah.
Probably should have stopped the game earlier.
Yeah.
But the Titans were not pleased when this happened because their guy's throwing a perfect game. So the tarp comes on. You left. I stayed until they officially called it. The league is giving him the
credit for
the perfect game. They're giving him that.
Was it the perfect game? I don't think it was a perfect
okay,
game.
So excuse me, no hitter then.
Yeah.
They're giving him credit for the no hitter. I asked Mike Wilner, Blue Jays beat writer, former host of Jays Talk and play-by-play for the Jays for a couple seasons. He said you can do whatever you can call it whatever you want.
Yeah.
He also said we had to stay. We were standing there. You had already left. And I was like, let me just see what Wilner thinks. Wilner said you absolutely have to stay. So we stayed till they officially called it. So you and I, when we were on a road trip, also saw a minor league doubleheader no-hitter, and those was 7 innings. And the team didn't know how to react. I don't really know if the Titans knew how to react here. But Scott, did we see a no-hitter?
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We went to a baseball game. One pitcher threw the entire game. Didn't give up any hits. And it was an official game.
Okay.
So I say, yeah.
All right. I say no, because I think it's got to be the 9. For a real, true, honest to goodness no-hitter, it's got to be the 9. And now normally I keep score. The only time I go to a baseball game and don't keep score is when it's the Ottawa Titans. And that's partly because of volume, partly because they don't have scorecards there. If it had been an actual full 9-inning no-hitter, I would have gotten a scorecard and recreated it to add to my collection. I'm not doing that for this.
Okay. So that's fine, Sean. At least we still have a goal in front of us, right?
Yes.
You know, if we didn't have a goal, then what are we even doing? But you and I have seen Will Myers hit for the cycle as a member of the Padres in Colorado.
Correct.
In 2017.
Sounds right.
I think.
Yeah.
Maybe 18. Doesn't matter. One of those two.
Yeah. We saw Bryce Harper hit 2 home runs on opening day.
Opening day in Washington.
One before the rain delay, one after the rain delay.
That was a long day.
I believe we saw Bo and Vlad in New Hampshire. I feel like one of them hit a walk-off home run.
Yes, Vlad hit a walk-off home run. Now, this was also in one of these 7-inning doubleheader games, but he basically, after the game, we found out that in the dugout, he said, "I'm just going to hit a home run."
Yeah.
And he went out and did it to win the game. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Anthony Gose like gun out somebody from the wall in right field in New Hampshire, like frozen rope on a line. It was
a hose.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We saw Felix Hernandez strike out a lot of guys in Seattle. I don't remember exactly how many, but that was pretty wild.
Yeah.
You've seen Doc Halladay throw many complete games.
Many times. Yeah. We've seen a lot over the years for sure. I was there the night A-Rod yelled at not John McDonald, whoever was playing third that night. John McDonald was the shortstop and A-Rod was behind and called mine. And there was almost a fight. I was there that night.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was a good one.
Sean, I was there. I think you were there too. Maybe not. Maybe I was just me. At the Baltimore-Toronto game when Alomar came back and spit in the umpire's face.
Ooh. I remember that event. I can't remember if I was there, but I feel like I was.
Yeah, I think we were there. And I remember there were these two young ladies that had come specifically to watch Alomar come back, and they promptly left. I think it was the first inning this happened, and they were like, all right, we're out of here. So yeah, we've seen a lot of stuff over the years, but we still have a no-hitter to look forward to.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of promotions. A lot of things have happened in ballparks when we've been there, but yeah, never full 9-inning no-hitter. So that is still on the list. And once Oakland opens in Vegas, and I'm still going to call them Oakland once they're in Vegas, we have another stadium to go to. So maybe we'll get one at the Major League. Well, not that we'll never go to another Major League game other than that, but
yeah, we do have to go to Texas though, too.
I mean, they built the same ballpark 20 feet away.
But it's closed.
Yeah, but it's the same. But yes, we do have to go. That'll be the same. I've already worked out the logistics that you can do it from Vegas, day trip for a 1 o'clock game, in and out, so we don't have to spend that much time in Dallas. Not that Dallas isn't a nice place. I've enjoyed Dallas when I was there, but it's just so spread out, and like the logistics of like, are you staying in Dallas? Are you staying out in Arlington? Like, it's just you can do it as a day trip for a 1 p.m. game.
Yeah, I'd say we've done what we needed to do in Dallas, and we don't need to go back.
Yeah, I agree, except for that.
Yeah. And the game we did go to was technically a spring training game.
It was,
but it was in the big park.
Yeah, against the Mets. So
yeah.
All right, so there you go. Something still on our list, sports wise. Hopefully, all you folks out there, you still got stuff that pushing you in your sports interest or general interest. It's always fun to have those goals, things that you're still looking for out there. And for us, it's more curling stuff. And we'll be chatting all about this wonderful sport as we continue through the summer, get into the next curling season. So do join us as we continue our journey through the sport and the Complete Idiot's Guide to Curling. So until we talk with you again, keep those brooms on the ice and don't dump that intern.
Make the final.